The commentary about Hurricane Melissa is getting a little bit messy and a little bit toxic between Jamaicans and Americans, and I feel like low key, high key, both sides are wrong. So for the Jamaicans, the video where the black women are, mad about the service that they're getting at the resort during a hurricane, which I agree they were dead wrong. They aren't American. They aren't American. Somebody asked them in the comments, "Where's your accent from?" in a different video, and they said they're from Bermuda. So they're not American. So y'all is cussing out black people, black Americans, saying don't come back to your island. And we weren't even the perpetrators. Okay, we weren't even the perpetrators. Now where I feel like Americans are wrong is I'm seeing so many videos where, people are saying like, oh, the Jamaicans are wrong for how they're doing tourists. These resorts are, tripling the prices and we can't fly out of here. So now we're stuck, but we can't afford the, resort prices, which is wrong. It is wrong to price gouge and, such a catastrophic storm like that. They obviously, I do understand they have to charge because they have salaries to pay, but to triple the price is dead wrong. But be so serious. Those people just work there. They do not call the shots. They don't get to change the pricing. That's like going into freaking McDonald's and cussing out the cashier because a small fry is not 99 cents anymore. They just work there. Like, do you think a Jamaican person owns the Hilton Rose Hall in Jamaica, the Hilton? No, those are people, those are foreigners who own those hotels. Those are greedy foreigners. Those people who own those hotels do the locals bad. They don't even let the locals have access to their own beaches. So it's just like, can we all just come together during such a horrible time? Like, can we all just come together? Can't we all just get along?
They'll act different towards black Americans than they do to the white tourists. When the white tourists show up, boy, they're skinning and grinning. Welcome to Jamaica, man. Oh, y'all throw that accent? Welcome. Out of many, we are one. Oh, when the white people show up, it's all teeth. Now, when we go to the resorts, hey, brother, can I get an extra towel? Soap your mother. They give you the stank look. Damn, I just need an extra towel, brother. Okay, coming up soon. Then it take about 3 hours for them to bring up one wash rag. They do a little passive aggressive shit with us. Come on, they've been doing that. Don't let them make you think this hurricane that made them think like that. See, a lot of these people over there, they're working at them resorts. They live in poverty. The people over there, they can't even access their own beaches over there. You can't go to your own beaches over there. But foundational black Americans, we can go to the beaches. We didn't have to bow down to no European powers either. We didn't have to sign no deals. So that triggers a lot of feelings of inadequacy and a lot of economic jealousy. This is why they always hollering about, we go down there entitled. Oh, you're arrogant. Now, when white people go over there, they don't have to ask twice for nothing. That scene is just normal or professional. See, because in that colonial mindset, in that society, they're taught that white people have the right to demand excellence and good service. But black people should be passive and grateful. So when foundational black Americans show up, wanting things to be done right after we spend our money, oh, entitled arrogance. No, that's not entitlement or arrogance. We just want what we paid for. And we don't even ask for much. We want a clean room. When we go there, we want good service, clean room. We're giving you all this damn money. Give us some good service. Bumbaclaw, entitled, arrogant.
The reason why Black Americans is going off is because Jamaicans came on TikTok coming at the whole population of Black Americans for one Black American woman actions. And if the roles were reversed, Jamaicans wouldn't want Black Americans being mad at the whole population of Jamaicans because of one Jamaican's actions. It gives unfair. It gives like you guys found a loophole to try and attack us for no reason. And it's kind of shocking. It's kind of mind-boggling because we thought as Black Americans that, us and Jamaicans were like cool. Like we thought we was like this. I mean, we love you guys. So it just saddens us. It disappoints us that you guys are coming at us like this for no reason. Period. And what's even crazier, you come on TikTok and you're seeing all these Jamaicans talking as if that you guys are better than us. I think you guys need to open up a history book. I think you guys need to go on Google and actually realize and research that you're no different from us. Yes, your slaves were dropped off in the islands, babe. Our slaves were dropped off in America. Poverty, poor, don't have nothing, don't own nothing. So while y'all are talking so much crap about your own people, it's kind of like looking in the mirror, right? Y'all are talking all this crap when you don't have shit either. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Y'all say we're entitled or y'all entitled? Y'all feel like just because you say you have a place to go to call home, that's not your place of home, that's not your language, that's not your food, that's not your culture. Remember Kai Cenat, a Trinidadian who said Black Americans don't have no culture? And then he had to find out the hard way that you don't have a culture either. That's somebody else's culture, babe. Just like Black Americans, this American culture, this ain't our culture. But it's because our ancestors was brought here, we had no other options but to adapt to our surroundings. Clock it.
Are we going to keep using the girl from Bermuda as a standing point, or are we also going to talk about the African American lady that was in the staff member's face, basically telling him that it's disrespectful of him to give her pastries and lunchboxes when that's all basically they had because there was no roads and nothing open? Are we also going to forget again about the girl who was complaining in a category 5 hurricane that the bars were not open and also the swimming pool was not open? Are we going to forget the people who were up in the buffet fighting literally for no reason? Are we also going to forget the ladies, the 2 ladies that were fighting over fried chicken? Are we serious? No, we're going to continue using the lady from Bermuda as the only standing point. And you know what's so crazy? I'm just waiting for one of those tourists that were in that category 5 hurricane to come back and say they felt unsafe. Because up until now, I haven't heard somebody say, dang, I felt so unsafe during that whole category 5 hurricane. The only thing I hear all people are arguing about is the food. The food during a hurricane, a category 5 hurricane, when people have lost their lives, people have lost their family members, people cannot get in contact with their family members because they're underneath the rubble and they're underneath debris and they're underneath mud. There is so much more going on, and you're complaining about food. And there's people homeless right now. Nobody complained about their safety. This whole situation started with food. You understand what I'm saying? And then the thing is, like I said, I keep hearing the standing point about this lady from Bermuda. Okay, just take her out the conversation just for a second. How about we talk about the millions of other things that happened during this whole category 5 hurricane? No, we're not ready to have that conversation, are we?
To the African American tourists them when they out there Jamaica in the hotel them we are getting hotel them work a problem. I talk about food in this and that and all them something they want to go on with out here. You see, let me tell you something, worse than every Jamaican, You know, she says the category 5 hurricane go on to Jamaica. You don't even know if the hotel worker them their house blow down or their house flood out and the people them their hotel still do them work under beer pressure and uno they add to the people them pressure before you just calm and ease on yourself. But uno their hotel a cost for food. Only for their hotel a cost for food. A plane uno for a cost for go back on the yard of America. Because God know Jamaica no want soon out here if you don't have some help for offer. If an argument uno come out here offer, no Jamaicans no want soon. And the boss for the hotel, make sure you give the hotel worker them more pay. Make sure you give the hotel worker the extra money for them pay. For they work in a hurricane and a work at your hotel, Make sure you give the people them more pay and I get disrespect by some African American, when I no money more than them, Because enough of them look tourist people and they save up their money for come to Jamaica come have a look nice time. You understand? It's sad to say them get caught in the hurricane time. Them down there argue about food. Food do not argue about in this time. How do you argue about food in this time when you see Jamaica under a heavy disaster? You see Jamaica just hit by a big hurricane category 5 and mash up, kill how much people, unalive how much people, and you don't a hotel a ball to the worker them for food. You don't even know if the people in house blow down or the people in house flood out. Go man. I don't come back out here, man. When time we go back a foreign, nobody come back out here. Because we don't want to go back out here. When time we see Jamaica set up nice again and have the hype again. Nobody come back out here.
So I'm still in Jamaica trying to find a flight back after staying at the Grand Palladium. I'm seeing there's a social media war between Jamaicans and Black Americans. Shocker. Someone has a problem with Black Americans. And the people are upset because there were videos made of tourists disappointed in the hurricane food being served by the hotels. Let me speak on this as someone that was at the resort and is actually a tourist. Not one person is upset at the workers. In fact, the workers at the Grand Palladium outside of this bitch here were phenomenal. I actually made friends. The workers at the Palladium were the best part of the hotel. They all need a raise. The problem is paying $500-600 a night to get what was offered. And y'all defending these hotels is weird as fuck. Y'all upset at Black Americans for criticizing the food, but not the white man for buying up the Jamaican land and overworking and poorly paying those same Jamaican workers was what's crazy to me. Y'all out here defending these niggas. Defending these old white men because someone said the hotel failed us as far as the quality of the food provided. So remember when y'all making all these Black Americans never come back Jamaica videos, y'all quick to stick up for these fuck face assholes right here, which will always be weird to me. But you know, enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, I'm so glad that we having this conversation because I just came back from London in June and I was having a conversation with a well-known Caribbean artist in the studio out there about this same topic. So the session went good. You know, we recorded some good songs or whatnot. And towards the end of the session, you know, exchanged numbers with everybody. So me and him was exchanging numbers and he was like, yo, you got WhatsApp? And I was like, nah, I don't need, like, I don't use WhatsApp. And he was like blown away by it. He was like, what? Like, why you not using WhatsApp? And I was like, nigga, I'm in America. Like, nobody here uses WhatsApp. Like, that's like a foreign thing. Like, everybody here has iMessage. Everybody that I do business with here is iMessage. Then I got to break it down to him about how the phones work here. How about we either buy the phone out or we technically lease the phone and still pay for the service and for internet and woo 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 woo. And it was blowing their mind because it's like they just can't believe that that's how we living out there, which led him down this rant about how Black Americans are just dumb. Like, y'all let the government do whatever to y'all. Y'all let them do this to y'all food. Y'all can't just go get orange out the tree and whoop, 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 and all of this stuff. And I was trying to explain to him, like, yo, bro, like, we are aware of what we're going through. Like, we not oblivious to this shit. But we dealing with a juggernaut with Uncle Sam. That's a whole nother beast. Like, the revolt they had back in the 1800s when they overthrew the government and all. This is not the same thing. This is not the same thing. You go tell Uncle Sam that you're not finna pay them taxes at the top of the year and see if your ass don't end up in jail. You go do a peaceful protest about something that's happening in your neighborhood that you want to stop and see if your ass don't end up in jail. Like, we been boycotting, we been marching, we been fighting for our rights. We been made songs, we done did everything there is to think of to get what we felt like we want and we deserve in this country, and we still fighting to get it. But because we're dealing with a different nigga. And I don't think they understand that. Cause it's like, what would you have us do for real? This ain't no, oh yeah, let's round up the troops and let's go march our ass down to Washington, D.C. and settle this shit fair and square. It don't work like that. We started going down a religious bag, them saying, oh, y'all don't even know where y'all come from. Y'all don't know y'all African roots. And it's like, bro, you're right. We don't. We were stripped of that. And I don't think they know how bad American slavery was. But, you know, we created something new here. We created Black American culture here. And the world is, but all in all, it was a healthy conversation. Like, they learned some shit, I learned some shit. But it's just funny seeing this happen now because a lot of them really do think like we dumb as fuck.
Jamaican versus Black American versus Jamaican, just over food. Too much feeling tonight, and listen what me I say good and listen this good. Don't make this be a trend and don't make this be a distraction from the fact of what is going on in the world. The world is about to go in a global reset. You don't want to take my foolish advice? Hear the narrative and when you look into it. The government of Jamaica is to implement the 2030 project to build a smart city, to rebrand Jamaica. The government of Jamaica is to implement or usher in the new system of being digital, of digital currency. And also it's not only Jamaica, but the whole world is about to go on a reset. So in order for bringing the new world, they must get rid of the old world. Currently now, in America, the government shut down. It affects a lot of people. Many people now work. Many people now receive them assistance just the same as how people in Jamaica receive part which is also government assistant. Now, Hurricane Melissa is being used, weaponized as a distraction to distract people from the fact of what is really going on behind the scene. Because only if you have spiritual eyes to see and spiritual ears that the world is about to go on a reset. So if you have land in a Jamaica, my foolish advice would be, don't sell your land. Because why? You are rich. Because the reset that the world is going on is the digital currency. So nobody now gonna say them have the most money or who are gonna agree and this currency is stronger than this currency. The world is going to a reset in one currency, a digital currency to control. Now if you have land and you can plant your own food or free, a few years from now, everybody will worry about BMW and Benz and Beast and Markets and all type of expensive stuff, expensive shoes, expensive clothes. That will be no more. Because the urge will be and the freedom will be food. Who can provide and who can grow them own a food. Don't make this be a distraction from what is going on. Look deeper into it. They are using Hurricane Melissa as a distraction. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in it over Black Americans this and Jamaicans this and food and hotel. Look deeper into the picture. Now with all this algorithm and control, everybody in Jamaica is at a mourning stage because people lose everything. So my foolish advice is this. Do not sell your land if you have land. Jamaica, if you have land, you are free. So at this point, whether you want to be Black American or you want to be Jamaican, there's going to be a point where we all are going to need each other. I'm that we're over here, so I worry about food. And I tell people don't come back, yes, sir. And I tell people don't come, yes, sir. And I worry about social media debate. I need to wake up and realize what is going on. And have faith in the Most High. The beast system is coming. It is going to be implemented. And the world is going on a reset. So instead of worrying about social media and knowing words, it's time to get in order because the new world order is coming. And if we are not ready, then it's going to be easy for us to submit to the new world order. Praise Yah.
All right, I see a numerous of Black Americans that disrespect Jamaicans. And I say, I'm not going to say nothing on it, you know. Because I have a few Black American friends, you know what I mean? But let me say this. Black Americans, do this to me, do a research. Look for Marcus Garvey. He's a Jamaican national hero. But just look what him do for America. Yeah? And then you come back and come cuss me. Okay? Big up.
Bro, stop calling Jamaica name. First of all, you don't know me, so don't bro me. Do you realize that Jamaica and the Caribbean at large are in the midst of a war? The United States has a war going on right now in the Caribbean. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? Do you realize there is war right now in the Caribbean? The United States is waging war down there. You haven't come to it yet. Or you think they're just down there shooting at a few boats and doing little, side jobs. It's a war. You understand? Missiles are included. People are dying. Military equipments are involved. Soldiers are down there in the air, land, and sea. And under the sea. There's a war going on. Have you said anything about it? Furthermore, has your prime minister said anything about it? Your prime minister, has he said anything about it? The war that's going on, that the United States is waging down there in the Caribbean. He has a lot of energy for Abraham Traore, but no big energy for Trump. I noticed that. He has a lot of energy for Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, but no energy for Donald Trump. Do you notice that? Or you just notice me? You just notice me. Let me tell you something. You think I'm one of those TikTokers in Fort Lauderdale making noise on the internet? Get it out of your head. I'm not one of them, okay? This is a different type of TikToker. And furthermore, So what? I can say Jamaica all I want. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. Now what? What you gonna do? What? Nothing. Okay? You're in the middle of a war. It's happening in the Caribbean right now. It's bad enough you have to be worried about this Hurricane Melissa. That's bad enough. But when that's gone, you also have to be worried about your fishermen that's out there in the oceans. Because at any time, they could end up dead. Okay? That's more to worry about. You don't worry about me calling Jamaica. I could say Jamaica a million times. You got big energy for me. Go talk to your leaders in Jamaica and ask them if they're ready for what's coming their way. Are they prepared? That's what you need to talk to them about. And don't talk to me about stop calling Jamaica name. You understand?
Jamaicans come to the forefront. Now, I'm going to start by saying my uncle, my brother, and my stepdad is Jamaican. But I really don't like how Jamaicans been disrespecting Americans for the last few days over something that a lady from Bermuda said. It really is just giving that some Jamaicans just been waiting for a reason to bash Black America, and I'm not liking that. As far as I can see, Black Americans have always loved and supported Jamaicans. Jamaicans, y'all get support from Black America the most out of any Caribbean country, and that's a fact. Black Americans support your TV, your music, your food. Black Americans are always in Jamaican restaurants, but I just don't know if it's gonna be the same after this hurricane because the way how y'all just jumped on Black Americans' backs is messed up.
I made a post about Black Americans. You know what I realized? Most of them commented, I should stop bleach my skin. No more asking if you're not fucking idiot or something. Like, y'all think every Jamaican that is light skin bleach? Listen, if you have color in a Jamaica, son, I go burn you up. Furthermore, I have to explain myself to you because I'm just dunce. What the fuck if a Jamaican want bleach? I feel with life, we do what we want, we not give a fuck about society's opinion, especially for now. Listen, if it is some ghetto season or something, the tickets are cheap or something, take your flight elsewhere. We ate for soon now come. Trust me, we ate to see y'all coming. And if you see a smile with y'all, it's not genuine. Y'all are disgusting and we're not gonna be happy to see y'all.
Gigi LaFleur here, unofficial Black Southern anthropologist. I've been called to task because I've heard there's been a bit of discourse about oxtails. Are Jamaicans primarily known for oxtails? Yes. But did we grow up eating them here in the South? Absolutely. And it definitely depends on what region of the South you grew up in. I'm from the Southeast, South Carolina, upstate to be specific. I grew up eating oxtails. And oxtails were treated like roast where I came from. You cook oxtails, you put them over rice with gravy. Again, you treat it like a roast. Quiet as it's kept, loud as it is, Caribbeans, particularly the ones that were under British rule, i.e. Jamaicans, we share a lot of the same customs here in the South because Southern Black Americans and Jamaicans both grew up as Black people under British rule. We do a lot of the things the same. We both have an overbearing religious grandma that'll whoop you with a switch and make sure you got on stockings and a slip and got a Bible. Our grandmas both go with Jesus. Are Jamaicans known for oxtails? Yeah. But I promise you we eating them here too. We just treat the product different. Again, we share a lot of the same customs. The overbearing grandma that goes with Jesus, like in a long time relationship with Jesus. That's her man's. Okay? The greens. We have collards, mustard, turnips. They have callaloo, oxtails. We treat them the same, but the spices and stuff are different. We share a lot of the same customs, guys. We do. We do. Yeah, we was them oxtails up, bruh. Matter of fact, I'm about to call my aunt now. See if she'll throw me some on this weekend. A good oxtail over rice and gravy with a biscuit? Shit. Yeah, I'ma have some.
So, Jamaica just went through a Category 5 hurricane. People lost their house, cars, and some people died. And una complain about food. I honestly feel like this whole thing is a misunderstanding. And you know why? Because if I'm talking like this, you would think that I'm from America, right? But I'm born and raised in Jamaica. That's where I feel like my people fucked up at. To just assume that the lady was an American when she come from Bermuda. Because Americans got a specific tone, a specific accent, a specific slangs. That's where I feel like the whole thing is just misunderstood. It's because of the fucking accent. It's not because the lady was light-skinned, because we have light-skinned Jamaicans. We have white Jamaicans that were actually born and raised on the island. So the comments that I saw, that it was because the woman light-skinned. No. Jamaican have light-skinned people. Look pan Shensia. We all have Chinese fucking Jamaicans that were actually born and raised on the island. What are you talking about skin? It doesn't have nothing to do with no complexion. It's the accent. And at that, but like, my people not too ignorant sometimes. But at the same time, we're very proud about our island. We're proud about our culture, our food, and all of that stuff. So if you come, like, if you disrespect Jamaican in any local way, them I go come for you, they're gonna get you. They're gonna come and get you. And best believe you argue with a Jamaican, there's no boundary. They will dig up your dead grandmama and cuss her out too. Now don't get me wrong. Americans got all right to fucking respond to any disrespect that my people give them and vice versa. But when you're gonna say that Jamaicans are not hardworking and not resilient, don't we all talk? Because Jamaican is hardworking and very resilient. Y'all gotta understand that the fucking island just went through a Category 5 hurricane. People lost their life, their house, the fucking car, everything that they work hard for. Everybody emotions is on a high right now. But big back bomber wall no one come talk about food. Food! I honestly feel like everybody should just get off the fucking internet with this back and forth shit. I feel like everywhere have good and bad. Me have bad Jamaican food before, I'ma have bad American food before. When I was living in Jamaica, I had things in Jamaica that I could not have in America. And when we live in America, I get things that me could have in Jamaica. Jamaica is a small island. America big, 52 states. There are more opportunities here. So yes, people are gonna wanna come and live here to better them life. What the fuck is the problem? Y'all not thinking logically, bro. Everybody just emotional right now. Especially my people, because look what we just went through. People lost their life, care, everything. And that's what I feel like y'all not understanding. But you know why I complain about food? Oh, I'm just getting biscuit. Fuck the biscuit.
I'm seeing way too much fighting between Jamaicans and Black Americans. I don't like it, and it's time for us to have a family meeting, so get in here and let's talk about it. So, ever since the Olympics has jumped off and Kamala Harris's running for president has jumped off, there has been a weird infighting between Black Americans and Jamaicans all over social media. And it hurts me to see because I think this is what we're all missing. Black people fighting across the diaspora is exactly what colonialism wanted to achieve. Are we not seeing the plan? Like, if we can divide Black people, whether you're Black from the Caribbean, whether you're Black from America, whether you're Black from Africa, whether you're Black from the UK, whether you're Black from Brazil, which also, by the way, has one of the largest Black populations in the world, if we can separate them, then we can gain more control. So I feel like we're missing the plot. Also, haven't we all been enjoying each other's culture for the last 20, 30, 40, however many years? Like, didn't Black Americans and Jamaicans come together and make hip hop? They did. Don't we love each other's food? We do. Because I see y'all in the patty shop. I'm Jamaican. I was born and raised there till 7, and I've been raised in the US the rest of the time among Black people. So I am definitely coming for the potato salad. I'm definitely coming for the greens, beans, tomatoes, all that, okay? Like, and I see y'all sliding again to the oxtail. And I see you again at the jerk chicken. And I love to see that. Like, why can't we keep it right there? Because if we start picking apart differences, stereotypes, unfairnesses, we're not taking the higher view and realizing that we didn't start that. Right? That's a program that was installed to separate people from coming together and realizing their collective power. Melanated people are amazing people. I'm not saying anyone else isn't, but I'm saying if you understood the power of that, we wouldn't entertain this. I actually went to something once by Dr. Laila Africa, rest in peace, called a melanin conference, and it was for 8 hours of scientific research as to why melanin is one of the most powerful chemical substances on the fucking planet, and we have it in abundance. Not just in our skin, we have more melanin in our eyes, our ears, you name it, than a lot of people, and that enables us to do a lot of great things. We should be focusing on that. We should be listening to each other's music. We should be influencing each other's fashion. We should be acknowledging that that's already happening, because the diaspora will influence one another. All that negative shit, that's program. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. And especially right now, let's not do that. In these times, and I'm not going to go in too deep on politics and all of, right? Like, we all need to be rooting for each other. We all need to be trying to understand each other. We all need to put aside our individual biases. And I will say, here's how it goes both ways. Black Americans, it sucks to feel like there's a club that you can't get into. And sometimes people across the diaspora feel that way. And so there's a way that if you can soften the blow, that would be one olive branch. People across the diaspora, though, come down off the high horse if you're on one, because neither are you different nor better than your Black American brothers and sisters, and we need to stop that notion too. Even if you are getting more privileges, that doesn't mean you're better. Again, that's systematic separation. So if we can all do that little bit of stretching and raise the olive branch towards one another, then we can get this thing right and actually do what we're supposed to do. So all I'm saying is, don't fall for the tricks. Don't fall for the tricks. Let's love each other, okay? Just saying. And as always, Auntie loves you.
And to the American tourists that are currently in Jamaica, just remember, your government still shut down, and the TSA workers, that's the workers at the airports. Yeah, they're still not getting paid, and more of them are not showing up to the job. Let's see if you're even able to get on your flights. You were complaining about how you were getting treated during a hurricane. I want to see what's going to happen when you can't afford to be at the resort no more. And guess what? You're not Canadian, babes. Your government shut down. That means the embassy's not up. So that means nobody's sending for you. That means you're staying on the streets of Jamaica while they're cleaning up after a hurricane. Let's see how much complaints you have then.
I'm seeing the videos. And what are we having, a Black American Jamaican war? First of all, I want to hit on a couple points. I don't want nobody beat me up in my comments, okay? I'm not on nobody's side. I'm a Black American. I don't know if that's obvious, okay? Just because a few Black Americans were distasteful and complaining, that's not all of us, obviously. A lot of us are sending prayers. A lot of us actually are disgusted by their behavior. And while I'm here, I'm gonna need a lot of y'all Black Americans to stop saying, I'm so ashamed. What are you ashamed for? Unless you were doing the act yourself, that's the only time you should be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Why would I be ashamed? It wasn't me. Also, before I get into everything else, I would also like to add that there were a lot of tourists that were not Black and were not American, but this needs to be freaking said. They're going through some stuff right now. I'm not saying let people say whatever they want. I'm just saying, can y'all just chill for, like, let them get their life together right now? Like, can they, like, clean up? Can they get their houses together before y'all start, acting up? Because I see both sides acting up right now. And now's not the time, y'all. Like, now is literally not the time. Now is the time to unite, not to divide. Any opportunity we have should not be to be more divided. I remember when there was that diaspora war with the Black Americans and the Africans. That happens a lot, actually. And one thing that we're failing to realize is just because a few are evil, or just because a few are stupid, just because a few are disrespectful, and us Black Americans thought they were disrespectful as well. Hello, they're not one of us. We don't even consider them one of us. Okay? But just because a few did it don't mean that it's all. It's the same with Africans. Just because you didn't like the way a person from Africa said something or did something does not mean it's all of Nigeria. It does not mean it's all of the Ivory Coast. I don't know if I said that right. Okay? It is not fair to generalize people. But right now is a time that we need to be uniting, not dividing. So I've seen a lot of Americans, black and white actually, and they were helping the resort clean the place up after the hurricane. We need to put this negative focus, this negativity. Right now the focus needs to be find the missing people. There are people who still haven't heard from their family members, okay? It's not all of us that acted a damn fool. And we also think they acted a damn fool. Especially the way she said breakfast. That was annoying. First of all, everybody keeps talking about this Bermudan lady. British. I think she's obviously British, Bermudan. You know that they're under British rule. I know my history. Okay. I say all that to say, can we please stop fighting? Can we please stop fighting each other? And can we please stop making it a Jamaican versus America thing? What are y'all doing? Like, now is not the time. Now is not the time. People have lost their jobs. There are people in America right now who are working full time, and when they get their check, it's $0. Okay? There are people who had businesses in Jamaica who no longer can have a business. I was watching this lady earlier. She has a business, and she wanted to know whether she should go help find people or whatever, or try to keep people from stealing her inventory. Like, crazy. All right, so that's all I have to say. I'm getting tired of y'all, both of y'all. Okay? I've always loved Caribbean people. My boyfriend's from the Caribbean. I've always loved y'all as a people. You're strong, you persevere. In fact, all of my life I've grown up with Caribbean people, more so actually than Americans. But obviously, I have love for both of y'all. Stop fighting. Like, I don't want to see y'all fighting. I'm not going to be involved in that little war, okay? Because what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit here and take sides just because I'm a black American. Wrong is wrong. Both of y'all are wrong. Okay? I don't like the videos I'm seeing. Both of y'all are wrong. Get it together. Okay? I love y'all. I pray for y'all. I pray for all y'all. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
To y'all the Americans down there, black Americans in the hotel and the resorts.
See, this is why we have division between black Americans and Jamaicans because of Bermudian descent of a woman. She's the cause of the division. We as black Americans love Jamaicans and vice versa. But the problem is we let too many trusted people into our circle. And when that happens, boom, it's like an atomic bomb ready to explode. For the last few days, I've been seeing videos of black Americans versus Jamaicans attacking each other. One of them said, if you don't like Jamaica, don't come back. Black Americans said that, well, you're here in America, go back to Jamaica. It's getting out of hand now. It's getting out of hand. We forgot that we supported each other during, weather crisis, like Hurricane Katrina and now Hurricane Melissa. And you're telling me we're going to listen to her? Or what she said about us black Americans? Or what she just said about Jamaicans? Make it make sense, people. And this is mainly the reason why we are having a diaspora war, because we trust in too many people, know they're no good with us, come into our circle and do this. I'm just going to get this out of the way. Like, on my dad's side is Native American and Bajan, Barbadian descent, right? On my mother's side is Native American and FBA. But with that being said, when you see diaspora war like this, you don't know. I mean, really, we just saying she's from, Bermuda, from Bermudian descent. You don't know if she's COINTELPRO or anything like that. And guess who created all these social media apps? We already know. And that's why we're having issues like this. Like, we love Jamaica. Black Americans love Jamaica, love their culture, their food, reggae music. We love all of it because this is what part of black people are, culture. But then you're going to listen to one person and all hell broke loose. Let's get it together, relax, come together as a people. Let's see what we can do to help rebuild Jamaica. And hopefully that we can come in as black people together to end all of this. Cause this is nonsense.
So greetings, recording from my shack by the way. India now, we start this warrior between Jamaica and Black America. Is a woman from Bermuda, but them never know that she come from Bermuda. Her accent just nice and it sounds so fluent like Black America. Them assume that Black America she come from. You think they even do their research and find out say yo the cat come from Bermuda. Right now, with the in too deep in the war, you know. Too deep in the war for apologies and mistake and all of them things. Because shots fired already, missiles fired already, don't fling already, and you have them squeal. All the company's platform ask she specifically, why you do it, Jankro? Everybody jump down the throat on Black Americans. Hear me out. Now say Black Americans perfect. Them with the entitled treatment and you have some of them behave like how the Bermuda cat behave. That is why everyone automatically assume say the cat come from Black America. It was not the case. Anyways, there is a rift between Black Americans and Jamaicans right now. And Black Americans, well, I not say them no Jamaican. Them rate them to an extent. They rate them to a level. Because at them alone, me see cause Jamaican bad word. And Jamaicans claim them. So, therefore, it's really unfortunate say this thing go on. Really unfortunate. I think no amount of Bob Marley songs can even, mend the rift right now between Black Americans and Jamaicans. Because upon recording this video, shots and missiles still a fire. Words are being thrown. Big stone them still a fling. And Jamaicans don't tell Black Americans say no come back away island because bright and face and stink like grabber. Black Americans say move your dirty dreadlocks, coconut drinking, shack living, instructor third world country ass have it. See what me mean? Words are being thrown. Stone them still a fling. I believe that this warrior will go on until New Year's. So, Jaja, boy. Stay tuned for more shenanigans.
I need Haitians. I need Jamaicans and African Americans, Black Americans to the front of the room. We're not about to do this. These ethnic wars between, across, around each other. We just had a large hurricane. I said we, because even though it's Jamaicans who had the hurricanes happen to them, Haitians also had it happen to them. But when one thing happens, one catastrophic issue happens to one group, it happens to us all. I've seen too many posts about, Haiti didn't get enough this, or Jamaican too much that, and we're not in high school. We're not going to do this. We're not children anymore, right? If we're adults who are signing up to these social media platforms, let's get it together. Okay, if you got a gripe, you got an issue with somebody who posted something, hit them up in the message. Why you got to now post something and create these, ethnic wars between us? No. One love, one message, one hope, not division. So Haitians, get it together. Black Americans, get it together. Jamaicans, let's get it together. You're weeping. You are going through a hard moment now. Let's focus on burying the ones who are dead and who are even in the ground yet, and handle that issue. Go to your brother, handle that issue quietly amongst you two before you air it for the rest of those who are watching who have ill intent. No, let's not do that. Don't do that. Happy Sunday.
Okay, so now that this hurricane is almost over or ready to exit at this point, here's a couple of things that I saw on the internet that I did not appreciate from Americans as a Jam American myself. I'm going to read it off of my computer. So starting number 1, Americans whining and complaining about food and customer service in a Category 5 hurricane. Where do you think you're at? How dare you? First and foremost, if you're going to a country, you're going to do some research about that country. Even probably a couple of weeks before you even start to travel, you're starting to look at the weather. So you should have known that Jamaica has hurricane season. Secondly, when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, you're going to go home and you're going to fly home on American Airlines, Delta, or whatever airlines you took to go to Jamaica, and you're going to go home to your nice, cozy home. Some of these people that you're going to leave behind in Jamaica don't have a home to go back home to. They don't even have their families. They probably lost their families. Also, you may have forgot that you're not the only one that's in the hotel. There's a millions of other people inside the hotel. So yes, they have to think about how they're going to ration these foods over the course of the days to make sure everybody eats. So if excuse me if you got a little less or it wasn't your taste. These people are risking their lives to stay with you guys in a hotel, and you're worried about customer service or them not giving you the extra 5-star restaurant food. Second thing I didn't appreciate, and I feel like some of y'all Americans were being a little shady about it, especially this one guy that I saw that he usually talks about breaking F the news. And I feel like at first he was being shady, but then he saw all the Jamaicans coming down on him at one point. But second point I did not appreciate is Americans complaining about Jamaicans not taking anything serious. First of all, I found it very ironic because us as Black Americans especially, we don't take nothing serious. Get that out the way. Second thing is, not to be shady to the Dominican Republic, but the Dominican Republic got flooded out too. And you should see them on my FYP. They're over here swimming, dancing in the rain, and they're having the time of their lives. So what were the Jamaicans supposed to do? Sit there and worry, especially when they cannot evacuate? But I'm going to go into the next part about that. Third, thank you for the concern, because some of you were genuinely concerned. But telling Jamaicans to evacuate and leave their island. And I have a question for everybody, every American that said that. Are you going to provide the Jamaicans with visas and passports? And if so, are you going to provide them with food, shelter, and water? Let's put it like this. Let's make the comparison to Hurricane Katrina and New Orleans. I think Netflix came out with a documentary series about that. And I saw on that documentary series how a lot of these people in New Orleans could not evacuate because they could not afford to evacuate. So they had nowhere to go. So it's kind of like the same thing because, yes, they went through a hurricane too. Jamaica has gone through a hurricane just like how America has gone through hurricanes. Yeah, some of these people cannot afford to evacuate. So where do you want them to go? Now, my fourth and last thing, hopefully it's the fourth, I've lost count. But the fourth and last thing that I did not appreciate is how American media or foreign media portrayed Jamaica. This part I specifically wrote down, so just walk with me. I said I also didn't appreciate as an American how foreign media only showed the underdeveloped areas and made it look as if all Jamaicans lived in a hut or shanty towns or tenement yards, that if a good hurricane came, it would destroy Jamaica beyond repair. Granted, yes, we do have underdeveloped areas, but most houses, especially in modern day today, are built with concrete. If anything, Jamaicans would probably have to worry about their roof blowing off or getting damaged by debris or the trees falling. My thing with us Americans, the same way we want people to sympathize with us, we need to sympathize with people. And that was not sympathetic with a lot of things that I saw. Even people fighting in the hotel in a time like this when everybody should be uniting in a Category 5 hurricane. And I'm not just talking about the resort, but if you cannot respect a person's country in total and respect the culture there and respect how they maneuver, then just don't go there, period.
What's up, beautiful and amazing people? Guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the social media war between Jamaicans and Black Americans, that is during the Hurricane Melissa. So we all remember late October of 2025, just some few days ago, Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 storm, struck Jamaica with devastating winds, flooding, and power outages. So while the island faced real distractions, a parallel storm erupted online, and that is a heated social media exchange between Jamaicans and Black Americans. We also it in several social media platforms, and this clash revealed deeper issues of identity, diaspora unity, privilege, and resilience. So I want us to take a look, or rather discuss the Jamaicans' perspective in regards to resilience and reality. So many Jamaicans responded to the hurricane with humor, defiance, and kind of cultural pride. I don't know if that makes sense. Their tone reflected a long history of surviving hardships. That is, a lot of hurricanes, colonialism, poverty, so many of them. We saw some comments like, we have been through worse and we will manage this. So this was kind of message that was meant to keep people to be hopeful. So others were like, come over here worrying about my people, and they just over here playing like, some people, they didn't know how to react. So they found themselves just like, I don't, that situation where you don't know how to express anger, you don't know how to express sadness, and you see, okay, let me use this good example. Mostly it affects men. When men are depressed and they're stressed, they'll come out talking about the situation while laughing, but it's something extremely serious. So some Jamaicans mocked what they saw as Black American overreaction or lack of toughness, you know. And of course, we had criticism here and there within Jamaica and outside Jamaica. And this, of course, I would say there were some kind of coping mechanisms and not signs of indifferences. So we had some community groups that used social media to coordinate aid, food drives, and hospital support, and also balancing seriousness with cultural expression. So on the other side, if you look at the Black American perspective, and we are going to talk about concern and cultural friction. So many Black Americans followed the storm online, not just them, but all over the world, because it was in the news, and they expressed sympathy and concern for Jamaicans. Others were kind of frustrated with how Jamaicans seemed to downplay the danger by posting videos of them dancing and laughing in the winds. I don't know if you saw one video of a guy having wearing some kind of cloth, or was it polythene, and then trying to make himself fly in the direction of the strong storms. I mean, it was crazy. Some are vacationing. Black Americans were complaining about poor services in the hotels during the hurricane, and to me, it didn't really make sense. Why are you complaining? And yet you know that everywhere is closed. There are no roads. There's no power. And this hurricane just found you in the middle of your vacation, and it has disrupted everything. And instead of you understanding, you are there like complaining, like, why are we not getting this? Why are we, yet you have paid everything? Yeah, we know you've paid, but understand that there was a storm, an hurricane that disrupted everything, blocked the roads, and there is no power. I mean, anyway, guys, these particular demands by the visitors, the tourists in Jamaica, they were demanding for the normal services despite the widespread outages. So Jamaicans viewed this reaction as entitled and tone deaf. So from the other side of American, there was a sense that Jamaicans were not taking safety seriously, while Jamaicans felt patronized and misunderstood. So I know you now get to understand all this. Okay, where did all this situation explode? I mean, I want us to look at that. So The friction reached peak when it came out on social media, and videos and memes was spreading very fast. This other side saying this, that other side saying that. I mean, we had viral Jamaican clips showing people joking amid chaos, and these particular memes and videos were captions with phrases like, "We are not afraid of the breeze," like these deadly hurricanes, Melissa, and then you're tagging memes and videos like that. So the Black Americans on the other side were reposting videos, these particular videos from Jamaicans with disapproval, calling them reckless and insensitive. There were a lot of typical online exchanges, of course, and Jamaicans are like, "This is how we survive," you know, laughter through pain. I mean, that it was just to console themselves anyway. Okay, some were like, "No, no, this one here, it's not healthy." The back and forth exposed a misunderstanding rooted in different cultural experiences of crisis, guys. So, what's the underlying issues behind the online clash? That's what we want to talk about, and we're going to discuss about different histories. So, Caribbean resilience shaped by colonization, hurricanes, and limited resources, and African American struggles rooted in systemic racism and urban experiences. As you can see, we have, historical clashes, the experiences that this particular group went through during the historical times, and this other one, you can see they are completely different. If you look at social realities, Jamaicans most of the time face disasters with minimal aid, like 90% of the time. And Americans, they view disaster through the lens of safety, infrastructure, and government response. I hope you understand. If you look at the economy, many Jamaicans work as serve tourists, including Black Americans, and this leads to tensions about respect and class. If you talk about a diaspora identity gap, we let's talk about shared African ancestry, which doesn't always translate into shared worldwide view or empathy. And also, if you look at media framing, global media amplified clips that emphasized humor and chaos rather than the full reality of destruction and community strength. I think that's where the big problem came in. And what do we learn from this chaos? The hurricane itself, Hurricane Melissa, became a mirror reflecting diaspora disconnection, and Jamaicans felt judged rather than supported. Black Americans felt their concern was being dismissed, and the situation showed how tone, language, and humor can be misinterpreted across culture. It also revealed a gap in diaspora solidarity. If I mean, how communities of African descent perceive each other's struggle differently. Many observers worldwide also noted that they also noted the need for more listening, less lecturing within the Black global community. What are the steps towards the healing and understanding of all this situation? In order to move past the online war, both groups can actually embrace listening first, understand cultural context before reacting. Number two, offer support and not criticism. We should always amplify verified relief efforts instead of focusing on stereotypes. Respect humor is resilience. We should all be able to recognize that laughter in crisis doesn't mean any indifferences. And also, we should always elevate local voices. We should let Jamaicans tell their own story instead of outsiders shaping the narratives. And also acknowledging privileges is really important. And if you look at that, like, it's good that access to comfort and connectivity during disasters differs vastly between islands residents and the diaspora observers. So when Hurricane Melissa struck the island of Jamaica, it was not only about nature that unleashed chaos. Also, social media became a storm of its own. The Jamaican and Black American War highlighted how shared ancestry does not in any way guaranteed shared it also opened a dialogue about how diaspora relationships can mature through empathy and self-awareness. Okay, in the end, the question is not about who won the social media war, but instead who learned to see the other clearly. And the hope is that future storms bring not divisions but digital solidarity and a deeper sense of unity across the Black world. That is it for today, guys. I hope you really loved the video. I'll see you in the next video. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.